Hope y'all don't mind a little music. This is Warpath. Be advised we have additional choppers from the 160.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the second part to Chapter 3 in my Homefront Guerrilla difficulty video walkthrough. And this is the final section of Fire Sale. And the first thing I'll say right now is, because these areas are kind of claustrophobic and some of the cover can be a little sparing, be careful. These guys will kill you really quickly, and if you don't have something between you and them, you're pretty much going to be instantly killed every time. So take it as slowly as you can, always make sure that you're protected by some kind of cover, and just listen and watch out and make sure that you don't get fucked. And right now, Reznov does a bullshit move there, and he goes up against the shelves, and I don't know why he did that, because I thought he was an enemy, and it fucked me up because he wasn't. And I don't know if you noticed, but I was getting lit up, and the reason for that is, there's a guy directly behind him. Did you see him just then? So that arsehole is using the fact that I have a retarded AI buddy not doing anything to fuck me up, and you want to be careful of that. But on this section here, they're all going to be spawning from where that warehouse opening is there. So you just want to be picking them up as they run past or as they come through. And once you're comfortable that you've killed enough guys, if you push around this outer edge, you should be able to see some dudes. And you'll notice I do a lot of the jumping because a lot of the cover in this game is slightly higher than most first-person shooters. And if it's in the multiplayer, it's going to make clipping a massive issue. It's going to have, you know, tons of people just having the tiny head above cover killing people, because it's all like 3/4 height. It's all like neck height. And right there, how I didn't die, I don't know. I got really lucky as I run around like Chuck Norris with his fucking SMG just tearing dudes up. But one thing I would say right now, and there's probably a lot of you out there that play games maybe more than me, or play enough single player to know, if you play the single player like you play the multiplayer, you will die. The same logic for that goes the opposite way, in reverse. If you play the multiplayer like you play the single player, you'll die. It's just how it works. You've always got to look at these kind of games as two completely different types of animal. I mean, a good example that I could use for this is Gears of War 1. If anybody ever played Gears of War or is familiar with it, in the single player, sorry, if you stay in cover, you will survive. If you stay out of cover, you will die. Whereas if you ever went online, if you went into cover online, you would get killed so quickly by some dude running into you with a shotgun, you wouldn't know where you were. And it's just that kind of way that people turn games into almost like a preset mentality. You have to play them a certain way or you don't stand a chance, and if you don't get into those habits, and if you're bringing in bad habits from the single player, you're probably not going to have the best of times. So it's always best to try and isolate your play styles if you can, to get two unique ways of approaching situations. And right now it's coming up to the rooftop section of Fire Sale, and you'll notice I've got a submachine gun and I've got this M16 with the red dot on it. And the M16 in this game, I don't actually know if you can fire automatic with it, but it isn't a burst weapon, and you'll notice when I tap the trigger it fires single shot, and it's really powerful. It's just sometimes, especially if you've used the fucking iron sights, the iron sights on this gun really fail me. I don't know why. I think it's just a personal preference. It probably thinks I'm a racist or something and just, you know, decides to cock block me. But at this moment right now, you have to run through this yard and attach something to this truck that's going away. And the game makes it out to be really, really, you know, you've got to be moving forward. This is intense. This is frenetic. You've got to keep a high level of pace. But in all honesty, I'm not too sure if you have to. I think you can take this slower than I do. So, because both times this is actually a lot faster than the first time I did it, and the first time I did it, it was the exact same kind of scenario. The truck was just about to get away when I stuck it with the beacon. So I think it's just in there and making it look a little bit more, you know, climatic than it is. But right here, don't run out into the open like I just did. You will die if you do that. I completely had like a mind fart on where those guys were. And watch this grenade. Cheeky bastards. And this game has a pretty high level of grenade spam at times. I mean, there's some levels where you'll not get a single grenade near, and there's other levels where you practically look like a gay porn star covered in balls, because they're everywhere. But once you've killed those dudes, you can regroup back at this door, and you can push on to the second part of the warehouse. And when we go... Look, another one of these crazy doors! Who needs two door handles? It's like somebody getting like a titty job off the door. I don't even get it, but... what it makes me think of, because I've used a 3D software program, if anybody knows about texturing on a 3D software, you can do something called tiling, and when you alter the tiling, it moves the pattern along, and it makes me think that maybe the texture had just tiled so that the door handle had been replicated twice, but they've physically modelled that handle, so that can't be the case. And get used to this checkpoint, because if you are anything like me, you'll get cheesed on this bit quite a lot. But the first thing that happens, as you saw, is there's two guys up on the balcony straight ahead of you, and one dude commando rolls through that window, because he thinks he's, you know, John McClane. But once that's done, this bit is interesting, because what will happen is, as you push through here, you'll get a couple of guys try and kill you, and there'll be explosive barrels. And when you shoot the explosive barrels, it generally fucks up the guys that are there, and it generally sets everything on fire, and it's the key to move along, because it's kind of like preset demolition. But just be really careful, because your team, as I've said in previous videos, they're useless, and you'll think it's clear, and it isn't, just because your team aren't shooting, and you'll get stuff like that, where I run round a corner, and the guy's looking down sights at my face with a big, you know, Cheshire smile grin, and you'll die. And this corner's a bad one, so always throw a grenade, because if you run round there, that dude is always gonna kill you. For some reason, he is on target almost immediately, and you don't even know he's there, and you can't shoot him because of view kick and other factors, and it just sucks. But right now, you're gonna see me fuck the achievement, because I actually shoot a dude on fire. And I was going for the one where you don't shoot anybody. I think it's called Let 'em Burn. The other one's called Mercy, when you shoot them when they're on fire, but I think it's coming up anyhow. But just keep pushing through. Just be careful. When they're on fire like that, they are not a threat. They will not attack you. They're too busy dying. You know, a bit of self-immolation on the go. And then just follow this bitch as she leads you through this doorway.
Over here. Emergency stairs to the roof.
And there we go. Emergency stairs to the roof.
Let's go.
Squid launcher. Oh yeah. Just follow this up here. And Toad Reznov, the resident shelf mover, is going to come and push this cabinet aside, because for some reason the silent protagonist is no good at moving furniture. So make sure you've got, you know, fresh clipping and all that good stuff. And look at this shit. She gets me stuck against the wall because she's programmed to sit there every time. And right now, I don't think I can move. And this happens all the time. It's like, I can't move, I can't walk past her, she's wedged me in the corner, you fat-headed, dirty slag, move please. And look at this, I can't even move. What kind of game is this? Oh, it's freed me up, can I get past? Oh, I'm moving again, I'm moving, oh, that was a close one. And now she won't move. Go on, slag tits, get your face off. But now you're on the roof. It's going to be another section where you can either snipe down at people, or you can just bomb down and jump on the vehicle. And what will happen here is that the faster you get down here, when down to the ground level, when the game allows you to do that, the easier the next section will be. Because what's going to happen is, once you've killed a few dudes off here, your buddies are going to jump down and they're going to jump in the back of a jeep. Once they're inside the jeep, they're going to call to you, you know, like, come down, we've got to go, all that good stuff. And there you go. When it says press X on the cover to jump down, you need to follow them. And run directly to where they are and jump on the back of the truck, because if you're late on this section, what will happen is there's an on-rail shooting moment after this, and you've got to use Goliath to destroy a bunch of trucks and a helicopter. And if you're late to jump on this truck, there will be far too many armoured vehicles shooting at you, and they'll kill you before you get a chance to do all. So, just a little word of warning. And you'll notice the first thing I do is I put this on, because I don't want to fuck this bit up, because I think I died the first time because I got on far too late and I had two Hummers fucking me up. So just get your thing out in preparation. Excuse me as I wipe my nose because it's running like a fucking leaky tap. And just take them out as quickly as you can. And right there, I'm sat with my M16 getting shot because there's a command delay before he pulls it out when you press it. And it does, it makes you hold your breath a little bit. You will be clenching that sphincter on this moment, because it's one of those on-rail sections that you can't control, because you can't take cover, there's no way to hide. You've just got to hope and pray that you get lucky enough not to get shot, you know, that 5th time and finished off before you get your shot off. But once you see that bridge go, you've effectively done this section. So we're coming to the end of Chapter 3, Fire Sale. Not too bad a level. The next one's is alternating a little bit, but I'll see you in that video, guys. So thanks for watching, and you take care now.